Come on! Yeah! Son of a
These cocky street fighters thought they were the kings of the streets, confidently challenging pro fighters to a fight.
I'm not playing with you, my boy.
But they forgot one thing. Pros are people who've spent years learning how to break people, turning into real killing machines. Sit back and get comfortable, because you're about to see these seasoned fighters brutally punish these arrogant upstarts. Rukia Anpo, a true kickboxing samurai who doesn't just fight, he turns every match into a masterpiece.
big.
But these street fighters doubted Anpo's skills and wanted to prove his artworks were nothing but a setup. Right from the start, Rukia quickly took aim and began to blast the chubby one. Then he served the fat guy a Michelin star dessert. Yet this cholesterol-filled warehouse somehow got back up. Maybe his calorie reserves gave him strength. But the samurai then served him a deadly buffet of hard punches and lightning-fast kicks. And this beer-loving Nate Diaz thought his words could hit harder than his fists. But from the start, the pro fighter showed him that the ring has its own rules. Then he sent bald Peter Griffin's fat ass to wipe the canvas. And served him a lunch of punches. Finally, the pro wrapped his snake-like arms around the street fighter's neck and put him to eternal sleep. This arrogant guy is Dennis Frimpong, who got so full of himself, he publicly challenged the nightmare of Tapuria, Paddy Pimblett.
Pimblett, yeah, Paddy the Sausage Pimblett, who is a top 15 lightweight concerning himself with the career of people who have less than 5 professional fights.
Pimblett wasn't about to tolerate such audacity and invited the amateur to his gym to clearly show the huge skill gap. Right from the start, Paddy played ping pong with Frimpong's jaw. But then he slammed him onto the cutting block and gave him hell on earth.
Look at them holding on for dear life.
Finally, catching his back, Paddy forced the punk to surrender cowardly. In the end, Paddy showed the scumbag who's daddy. This is IShowSpeed, the streamer and showman who rose to fame with his eccentric antics. On top of that, he constantly shows disrespect to others.
Yeah, you give me the fight. I mean, my skill level is better. I never back down, man.
Damn.
Hey, underarms closed. Hey. Just jumped over Messi.
He arrogantly claimed,
Nobody can beat me here in boxing.
Nobody can beat me here in boxing. Okay.
but UFC veteran Dan Hooker was close by, eager to put his speed to the test.
All right, man, let's get this right, man. Come on, let's go.
Right from the start, Hooker's hooks gave Speed a masterclass in speedy falling. They called him Speed, but in the cage, he was slow.
You are writing! You are writing, huh?
Dan enjoyed every second of teaching this cocky fool a painful lesson until the very end of the fight. This piece of trash hits the gym, offering friendly sparring sessions to regular folks. But the moment they agree, this sneaky rat starts brutally attacking them. And that's probably why Charlie Zelenov, full of overconfidence, called out Deontay Wilder for a fight.
Deontay Wilder, big professional actor. If I hit you with my power, you spit your gum short out and you spit every single tooth out, motherfucker. You're a bum. Let's meet up right now. Come to LA, I'm your champion. You're a bum. You're a joke.
But right from the start, Deontay sent him running into a life of chasing cheese. And with that, he sent the parasite's ass to the canvas, turning the cocky rat into a scared little chicken.
Get up. You about to make me mad now. Get up. Get up.
This blogger, full of himself, messaged the former UFC champion, challenging him to an MMA sparring session.
I'll see you tomorrow. I'm showing up, 245 like you asked.
Sean Strickland, shocked by the arrogance, showed up to teach the idiot a lesson.
I don't know this motherfucker. You apparently do know me, dude, because you've been hitting me up for months to spar.
The moment the fight started, the dumb blogger finally realized he had trapped himself in a cage with a real predator. Sean gleamed like a dark reaper, ready to claim his soul. Sean turned the cocky jerk into a terrified little girl.
That actually hurt, but it's fine. Where's the elbow? Okay.
You gotta quit.
Punch him!
Okay.
Yes! He knows nothing! I see!
Okay. I can't hit my elbows, bro. I'm done.
And now, you're looking at the winner of the Dumbest Person on the Planet award, because he dared to challenge the best boxer of this century. From the very beginning, Floyd was annoyed by this dumbass jerk. And with just his aura, he completely crushed the idiot's spirit. Then, activating his Muhammad Ali mode, Floyd floated around the ring like a butterfly and stung like a bee. He proved that anyone who dares to challenge a living legend will face punishment and humiliation. This arrogant jerk loved trash-talking everyone, but this time, he messed with the wrong guy. He must have been born under a lucky star, because Michel Rodriguez, a professional boxer, showed incredible patience and spared this dumb football fan.
Vuelve a sacudir con la derecha y se va a la lona el argentino.
What do you think Tyson would have done in this situation? This ordinary bald guy, having watched too many action movies, thought he was a Shaolin master and challenged an MMA fighter to a sparring match. The pro fighter toyed with the fool as if he was a child, delivering a much-needed lesson. Then the kickboxer found the switch in his victim's jaw and deactivated the poor guy.
Side kick. And we're done. And we're done.
This cocky alcoholic stood in the middle of the bar aisle, blocking the way for everyone. Joe Schilling, a pro fighter who knocks out anyone who gets in his way, was one of the bystanders. But the brazen man, instead of apologizing, insulted the calm fighter. Schilling brutally smashed the idiot's head with a sledgehammer, having done more than any alcohol recovery center ever could.
You good?
Bradley Martin is the perfect example of the dumb jock stereotype. On his podcast, he confidently claims that his muscles could defeat masters like Nate Diaz and Devin Haney in a street fight.
You think you beat me in a street fight?
Huh?
You think you beat me in a street fight?
But even in a street fight,
I'd beat the out of you in the street.
No.
But there was a jiu-jitsu master who accepted the challenge from the cocky jock and showed that muscles don't play any role in a bout. This dumbass blogger Alfredo loves pulling insane pranks on random people in the street.
It's right there.
But as soon as he encounters tough guys, he immediately resorts to cowardly running away.
Hey, what's up? What you gonna do? What you gonna do about it? What's good with you, bro?
The latest victim of the dumb YouTuber was the youngest UFC fighter, Raul Rosas. The blogger, turning on his camera, started shamelessly interrupting Rosas' training.
Hey, please, I'm not playing with you, my boy. Why getting mad, homie?
Acting as the gym owner, Alfredo kicked the Mexican off the treadmill. In addition, the brazen prankster took away his sports equipment in front of Rosas' team.
Hey. Let me... Bro, using it, bro. You're really testing our patience, dog. I just wanted to use the study.
Raul couldn't stand all this mockery and gave the YouTuber his first warning.
Like, you think we're funny or something, bro?
What do you mean?
Yo, get outside, bro.
I'm here for the boxing. Homie?
Yeah, bro.
But suddenly, the prankster continued his toxic remarks and signed his own death warrant.
Hey, you hit like a bitch, homie. Hey, you hit like a bitch, homie.
Rosas couldn't stop his rage and almost sent the prankster to Santa Muerte, making it clear that he was not a joke.
Hey, it's a video. It's a video, bro. It's a video.
Sean Strickland, the toughest, most ruthless UFC champ who makes anyone answer for their words. At one of the tournaments, this arrogant punk publicly humiliated the champ by challenging him.
Hey, what do you do?
I do train. I do some boxing.
Are you an influencer?
So I don't like that term.
What are you?
I'm a guy, man. What are you?
MMA fighter.
Sean agreed, ready to test the rascal's skills. Seeing he was just a showboater, Strickland began the monologue of pain. Destroying him with his fists, eventually knocking all the nonsense out of the idiot. Andrei Arlovsky, this true UFC legend, nicknamed the Pitbull, was an absolute beast in the octagon.
Oh, good right hand by Arlovsky and a knee. And this fight is close to being over.
Arlovsky took part in MTV's Bully Beatdown, and his opponent was a young street punk.
I got him.
It's not really the scrawny. They really just stand there and get in my way, you know? It's all natural for me. I mean, I'm a beast by nature, so I'm just gonna walk in there and then just knock this dude out. Really, I don't really gotta do too much training.
Before the fight even started, the kid was mocking the legend, but the pros stayed calm. Once the fight began, the pro, as if he were a diet, delivered horrifying punishment to the chubby kid. Then he carried out an express delivery of Street Fighter's body onto the canvas and ended the fight with a deadly combo, leaving the punk with zero chance. This enraged fighter is Chris Curtis.
Bro, put your glove on me.
He was mad because some idiot burst into his gym, claiming a 200-0 street fight record.
What's the story on this guy, Sean?
He hit the coach and said he had like 200 street fights and like he's gonna fuck a lot of guys up. And
Chris decided to test his words right in the arena. On the ring, he gave the chubby idiot a full cardio session, almost making him drop a few kilos. Then the pro fighter taught the unstoppable Porker some respect. In the end, Chris's fists revealed the Street Fighter's true colors. And this fake Yakuza boldly stormed a boxing gym. He challenged a chubby opponent, thinking his extra weight was a weakness, but that was a fatal mistake. From the start, the fat guy delivered his punch sentence. Then the upstart, probably confusing the ring for a bed, tried to rip the pro fighter's clothes. The chubby fighter taught him lessons in etiquette and respect. Finally, he crushed all the fake Yakuza's confidence. In this footage, the overconfident jock messed up with a professional jiu-jitsu coach. First, this muscular fool attacked the old coach in order to assert himself. The master effortlessly silenced the rascal with a combo of disciplinary slaps, then shamefully kicked the fake fighter out of the gym.
who's the master?
You are.
Yeah, say it. Say that.
The next day, the bodybuilder from Walmart returned to his tormentor and extended a hand, but at the last moment, he tried to take revenge with a cheap shot like a sneaky rat. The coach didn't tolerate the idiot's insolent antics and gave him the taste of slapping again. After that, the master's student came to his defense and choked the idiot, sending him straight to dreamland.
You fight worse than a girl.
But the master, showing mercy, brought the scoundrel back to his senses. It seems the jock has a fetish for sadomasochism, and after receiving a beating for the 4th time, the fool finally calmed down.
I'm gonna call 911.
Joe Rogan is a legendary UFC commentator with a vast legacy. Moreover, he stays in peak physical condition and is highly proficient in Taekwondo and Brazilian Jiu-jitsu.
Joe Rogan!
But this random guy provoked and arrogantly mocked the commentator, thinking Joe could only run his mouth.
A little crazy. Like you, dude. Oh, exactly. Touch me again and I'm gonna choke you out on camera.
Rogan gave the idiot a warning, but seeing that he was hopeless, he quickly delivered a dose of discipline with his educational choke.
You came here for a reason. You came here to kick my ass. You came here to kick a coach's ass. Dude, let's go.
This furious coach was enraged by his own student, who, after attending a few training sessions, started thinking of himself like Statham. But this was not one of those cases where the student surpassed the teacher. If Muhammad Ali had seen the rascal in the ring, he would have turned in his grave. Eventually, after allowing the fool to have his moment, the coach hammered into the bald guy not just a boxing lesson, but a lesson in respect.
Come on, let's work. Let's fucking work. Come on, let's work. Street attitude is gonna be crippling the boxing gym. Alright? Can't just come up to a boxing gym and want to fucking challenge the coach.
Sean Strickland is a former UFC champion and just a tough guy who is dangerous to mess with. But the internet troll was undeterred, relentlessly pissing off the fighter with his comments.
Come on, you fucking pussy!
In the end, Strickland fiercely showed the keyboard warrior that stepping into the cage was far more challenging than playing a fighting game on a console.
Throw that bitch! Let that bitch go!
Respect. I don't need money, bro. That was all work. Thank you.
Merab Dvalishvili is a UFC champion whom Dana White considers the dumbest fighter. But the only thing dumber than him might be the fan who managed to provoke the champion. For this, Merab publicly humiliated the fool, nearly causing him to wet his pants. This out-of-control Neanderthal behaved arrogantly in the store, but when the caped man made a remark to the jerk, the primate's mind was blown. But the caped man turned out to be an MMA fighter and instantly knocked out the lowlife, giving everyone peace in the store. Andrew Tate is one of the most controversial people on the internet, who has gone from destroying opponents in the ring to destroying women in debates. Naturally, such a figure has an army of haters, and one of them challenged the former kickboxer to a fight, confirming his lack of intelligence. In the end, Tate thoroughly beat the fool and left him no chance of survival, turning the hater into a laughingstock. Matt Serra is the former UFC champion who first defeated the legendary Georges St. Pierre. Years after his retirement, the UFC legend was having a quiet vacation at a restaurant until his peace was disturbed by a drunken jerk who started a circus in the cafe. The UFC veteran recalled the old days and, using his elite grappling skills, quickly pacified the jerk.
Oh yeah, that's right!
Stephen Thompson is a living legend who, despite his age, keeps outclassing bold prospects and making them look like confused newcomers. This delusional dildo builder, Houston Jones, decided that a mountain of muscle was a fine substitute for technique. Confidently chose Stephen Thompson as his opponent, hoping to retire the veteran.
Hey, you too. You haven't earned it yet.
But once their fight started, Thompson immediately set a furious pace, forcing the stupid meathead to back off. Then Stephen closed the distance and started using the mountain of muscle as a heavy bag. In the end, Thompson proved to that musclehead that in martial arts, skills win, not inflatable muscles. This brainless street fighter kept blatantly talking trash about Arman Tsarukyan.
I just said when I was a kid, I used to bully people like you, like pretty boy model.
Probably mistaking the future UFC champion for some glamorous Armani exchange model.
You think you could submit me in less than 5 minutes? Yeah. Why does he not even joke?
But to punish the overconfident kamikaze, Arman decided to show him firsthand that this game has levels. And from the very start of the bout, Tsarukyan did whatever he wanted with this idiot.
Hey, where's the timer? Timer! Does that count or no?
I can rest my balls on your forehead.
What now?
Let's see what you can do.
I can choke you any moment. I'm just waiting. Take a picture, brother.
And then Arman decided to showcase the true beauty of martial arts to this cocky scoundrel through a masterpiece called the Kimura.
No. Oh, Jesus Christ. You gotta break it. I won't tap. You have to break it. Oh, okay, I'll tap.
With that, Arman forced the idiot to tap out, delivering a final lesson. Messing with pros always ends badly.
Bring me coffee.
Shannon Briggs might just be the dumbest boxer ever because throughout his career, he chased world champion Vladimir Klitschko with the obsession of a 13-year-old Justin Bieber fan begging for a title shot.
Come outside. Wherever he go, I go. What he eat, I eat.
You fighting him? You should be fighting me. After this fight, yeah, shut up. You ain't nobody. He ain't nobody.
And one day, this relentless stalker shamelessly stormed into a restaurant where Klitschko was eating, trying to take, if not the belt, but at least the champion's meal. But Vladimir did not even need boxing skills to literally cool this fake tough guy down. This Russian prankster thought his cheap disguise and fake aggression would protect him like body armor. But one day he made a fatal mistake, choosing a massive bodybuilder as his target. After all, this machine made of pure iron didn't appreciate the blogger's foolish humor and decided to teach him a lesson by stripping away his pretentious facade. And then forced the idiot to switch from his flashy stance to a low start. This retarded blogger named Alfredo clearly suffers from main character syndrome because he does whatever he wants.
Why are you running?
It's right there.
Rukia Anpo is a true modern-day samurai. His legs are like real katanas, turning every fight into pure art. One day, these self-proclaimed kings of the street walked into his gym thinking they could strip him of his Tokugawa. The first kamikaze was this fool, and Rukia dealt with him faster than a Super Bowl commercial break runs. But unable to accept their friend's loss, the next challenger that started hunting for Anpo's head was this Chinese McGregor knockoff. However, Anpo didn't waste time on him either. He started blasting the idiot with his heavy artillery shots. And then, eager to bring the duel to a swift conclusion, the warrior from the land of the rising sun, like a true samurai, carried out his task with icy precision. Showing them forever that there's no place for street punks in the world of martial arts. And this Russian blogger's name is Mikhail Litman, a man who built his empire on hype and stupid stunts where humiliation equals views.
Что? Что случилось?
Apparently, views became more valuable for Litman than life itself, because he dared to challenge the most dangerous fighter on the planet, Hamza Chimaev, to a boxing sparring session.
Go!
From the start of the bout, the champion began grinding Litman into dust. Then, Chimaev unleashed a punch so devastating that the blogger's inflated hype collapsed like a house of cards. Namphan is one of the UFC legends who back in the day cleaned out the entire elite of the featherweight division. And one day, an overconfident Kung Fu master walked into his gym, looking to boost his ego at the expense of this aging legend. From the jump, the massive Kung Fu guy came charging like an armored train at a small pro fighter. But Namphan adapted fast to his enormous opponent and started delivering his pain therapy. Then the stupid fake master, completely unprepared for professional level warfare, quickly crumbled under the weight of those lead-heavy gloves. Somehow, against all odds, this clown managed to get back up and decided to keep fighting. And that was his fatal mistake, because right then Namphan locked in like a predator who smelled blood and shut down the whole carnival of violence, sending that arrogant fool into a horizontal meditation session. This walking cholesterol deposit barged into a jiu-jitsu gym uninvited and immediately called out the head coach. But the moment they got down to business, the jiu-jitsu master unleashed a genuine ground floor hell for him. Ultimately forcing the street brawler to acknowledge the greatness of professional sport. In this one, a street showboater squared up against a professional boxer. After eating a couple of clean shots, the street hero decided to switch to his home rulebook and started throwing dirty words instead of punches. However, after the pro went absolutely feral and leveled up instantly, he unleashed a storm of jaw-rattling combinations on this street trash, forcing the loudmouth to take a knee before a true representative of the noble sport.
No, alright.
You just watched a video where so-called tough guys got exactly what they deserved, a brutal punishment.
Take a picture, brother.
If you want more content like this, subscribe to the channel and like this video.
Shut up, you ain't nobody. He ain't nobody.